Hello, hello, and welcome to our indie comic creator panel for the Multiverse Fundraiser. I'm Kelly Guentner, your host, and I have a few great panelists lined up for you all. We're going to be speaking to some comic creators who are in the indie business. And first of all, before I get into that, I just want to let you all know that we are up to 722 raised for comic books for kids, which is the reason why we're all here. Comic books for kids, we'll give you the full spiel mid panel, but comic books for kids basically is our charity that we're raising money for. They are devoted to getting comic books and other comfort items to children in hospitals and cancer centers across the US and Canada. It's a great cause that is really close to our heart. So thank you to everyone who's donated so far. Thank you to everyone who is tuning in, who is just helping us out. We really care about this cause, and we know a lot of you do too. So we appreciate you all. And first of all, I'm going to introduce, we have Sanzaki Kojika, who is a friend of mine, who's been a friend for a while. And hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Good.
I'm actually coming in from a comic shop, so.
You are on brand today.
I work at a comic shop, which I love. So we're very pro indies here too. And we have a kids section and everything as well.
We could not ask for like a more on brand. I know you didn't actually plan it that way, but perfect. And I'm going to ask you about your books in a little bit, but first I'm going to bring in Chad Perkins of Rolling Squid Bones. Chad is a newer friend. He is awesome. We started talking a little more when I accidentally spoiled Buffy for him because he's watching Buffy for the first time.
Oh, how dare you?
I know. I didn't realize it. I thought he was doing a rewatch. I didn't spoil anything too important. But so y'all don't drop Buffy spoilers in the comments. Chad is great though. We really love Chad. We were actually making jokes earlier on the first panel about it might have been off screen, but about guys named it was off screen about guys named Chad and how it's too on the nose for guys named Chad to be douchey. This is a Chad who is not douchey, y'all. Sorry, Chad.
Listen, do you understand how often I get that?
I am so sorry.
Oh god, his name is Chad.
Okay, but you're like an anti-Chad.
I am an anti-Chad. However, though, I can be a dick, so I will say it can come out. But what? Oh my god!
I know that's.
I bet you didn't know that.
I didn't. I thought she just slayed like slugs and stuff, and slayed costumes and fucked Xander and all that. Yes. That's how Kelly and I bonded. Where I was like, God, if you want to stereotype, I think you were the one who told me he was like a self-insert.
Self-insert for Joss Whedon.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, this is the one time where I'm like, oh, what's her name?
Cordelia.
Cordelia, like she doesn't deserve any of this. She's also the only like logical person behind it. Like she's like, you can't. One of the favorite lines from her was, "No, you don't get to pick who lives and dies just because you're friends with this person. Like you don't like. She's still a bad guy." And I'm like, wow, yeah, like I actually agree. Like you don't get to make those calls when you're killing like random people. Like so, yeah. Anyway.
And you started venting about Xander. I didn't say anything. It was completely unprompted. I was like, okay, green flag, guy.
Yeah, I was like every time. One of my other friends too, she's on season 4 of Buffy right now. I just finished season 3 because I just got Lincoln Lawyers currently my binge. But she was like, yeah, you need to learn that Xander just gets worse. And I'm like, okay.
He really does. Like some characters grow up, but no, not Xander.
So terrible person. Also, I meant to mention too, awesome that you guys are doing charity for kids. I am a big supporter on kids reading comics and just reading in general. Like, I think they need to learn how to read. Shockingly, it's a valuable tool.
It
It's-
is.
It is.
You put pictures with it, and it's a lot more likely to happen too.
Absolutely, I agree. My nephew right now, he's 7, and he's starting. My brother's giving him like the Spider-Man comics, like the Spidey stuff. Because my brother is like a huge Spider-Man fan, so my nephew's like, because his dad they're bonding over Spider-Man. So anyway,
Oh,
so
I love that.
yeah,
My
it's cute.
My son is in 8th grade, and they recently read Frankenstein, but they read the graphic novel version. I was like, "There's a graphic novel version."
Oh,
First of
yeah.
all, I need to read
Oh,
that.
yeah.
But second of all, smart of the teachers to teach
Yeah.
it that way.
Was it the weird manga one?
I have no idea.
So there's an entire category of classic literature that is all in manga form. And it has like Tom Sawyer and like the Pride and the Prejudice. I actually have the Great Gatsby
wow.
graphic novel and the Fahrenheit 451 as well. So you can get all, and they're like super easy to digest. The Great Gatsby one's terrible, but I mean, like none of them are good. Let's just be real here. But they are there if you want to do a quick read of the graphic novel, like the classic stuff in graphic novel form. So they're also pretty cheap. They're like $20 a piece for like the
Oh, not
full
bad.
like 500 pages. I was like, wow, it's pretty good, and they're in color. It's like, why?
That is nice.
Yeah, they're nice. So,
And it's more easily accessible for kids in middle school, especially. So I love that.
Because you can't, when you go to the bookstore and everything, they're like, the kids will automatically gravitate towards like the graphics with like pictures and everything. So seeing Frankenstein, they're like, oh, cool, I don't have to read the Mary Shelley book. Let's be real here. Those classic ones are very hard to read. Like they're very dry. They're not bad. I'm just saying like they're very heavy for,
Well,
what
some
they
of them
are
aren't
now.
that good either.
Well, I actually hate the Great Gatsby.
Yeah, I don't like that one either.
Like that is probably, even though I have an idea for a Great Gatsby comic series, I'm like, I hate this book so much. So,
Well, so many of us
Anyway.
had to read it like 4 or 5 times, and I get why, because it encapsulates the time well, but it's overrated.
yeah, the only book, actually, I didn't like the Fahrenheit 451 until I got older. So I had an entire class in high school called just sci-fi, and we could just read whatever we wanted. It was just an hour of reading time, and it was like the best class ever.
I'm
Everybody
jealous.
thought everybody was like, this teacher's really mean. I'm like, why? She has a class where you could just read for an hour, whatever you want. Like,
That
she's
sounds
great.
amazing.
Yeah, I was like, did you guys take it? No. Oh my god, it's the best class ever. I finished like 20 books in that entire semester. So it was great.
That
Yeah.
sounds amazing.
Oh yeah, and I got to learn about like a bunch of different authors as well, so that was cool because I just would go to the store and pick them up. Anyway, I digress.
Well, let's go around the panel and talk about what comics you all have out. So
I thought this was an intervention.
that comes
It's not
later.
working.
Oh god.
We have to learn more about you first.
I'm gonna get another invite and be like, Chad, we need to talk.
I tell you, if there's an intervention, I think people need to intervene on me first.
My alcohol intake is pretty high. I'm pretty sure my blood can get like a mosquito drunk.
I
So,
work at a comic book store that also does card games. I think,
Mhm.
my money comes way too much back here.
I feel that. I used to work at a comic shop too. And yeah, most of my paycheck went directly to gas and to back into the comic shop.
Yeah.
That's
So-
why
the
I'm not
problem.
allowed to work at one.
Yeah.
Crayley says, I was one of those kids that read classics for fun. I still wouldn't make kids read some of those. You know what?
It's true. It's true. And you can also argue Mary Shelley was the first sci-fi book, not
Yeah.
the first horror.
Mhm.
No. I get why you could say it's horror and everything too. Like I do get it, but it's actually a sci-fi book. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, editing sensibilities were way different back then, and also story pacing sensibilities were different. So that's one of the reasons why those books are harder to read, and people just had more time. So
they sure did.
People have
so they
time?
wanted
Yeah.
to kill time.
Weird. How can I
Yeah.
describe this tree in 20 different ways? Thank you, Tolkien.
Mhm.
Which I actually don't. If I had to do a classic, I would probably give Lord of the Rings to a kid, because I do think some parts of it are easily digestible.
It's just the first chapter.
Yeah, like,
That one.
but I also thought Beowulf was pretty good too, but that's just a bunch
like
of
that
short
one.
stories and poetry. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty good. That one's also like $10 if you want to get it from the store. I only know that because I bought it from the store. So
I'm shocked.
I know. Listen, I went on like a classic literature fantasy binge for a little while, so I got a couple like I guess The Witcher's not really a classic, but you know, it will be. Like, it will be one of those ones where people will be like, we're reading that in school, and be like, hell yeah. Read that. Anyway, so you can smack me if I talk too much. You can be like, Chad, I'll move on.
That is what you're here for, though.
Okay. You can smack me with a newspaper. My wife does it all the time. No.
Well, let's get you talking about what comics you have out.
Oh, out. I was about to say, I have everything. I can
what comics you own? No, we can be here all day.
So right now, I have Set the Hook is currently live. The trade paperback is live on Kickstarter. Currently, we are 12 days in. This is here, so people can see the link. This is going to be a secret tier for J. Michael Hammond. This is a secret cover you can get for the trade paperback. Please do not mention Scotty Young, because yes, we know he does have that very Scotty Young-esque vibe to him. I make fun of him about it all the time. But it's about a Odysseus Bayard who's on a lifelong quest to kill the demonic pike that murdered his dad. And he lives among fish creatures in a place called Hell's Aquarium. And he is a bounty hunter, fisherman, works for the police department. And he has to hunt down demonic fish. It's a fun little noir supernatural book. This is the first arc. And the good news is that once the second arc comes out, you don't need to read the first arc to read the second arc. And then I have another book coming out that is called Bark in the Water, which is about my little chihuahua, Little Shit, set in the Hell's Aquarium. He is a little chihuahua in a salmon suit. And he is going around. It's a Western style where he's hunting different creatures. And one of the books is written by Laurie Calcaterra. Jay Hammond and Frank Martin also have 2 short stories in it. So yeah, it's going to be a fun time. But that's what I got out currently.
Very fun. And what about you, Kojika?
Okay, so well, my longest going story, Zoskias, is going to be 20 years this year.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was started as a webcomic, so it was updating a little slower initially, and I'm on a brief hiatus from it while I was getting caught up on things, because I decided to go back and redraw the entire first couple issues. So the print version of that should be coming out soon too, but it's up to 15 volumes. And then I have a short one-shot called Desert Tracer, and I have an ongoing that's about halfway done called Kapatoyeba, which is all about Asian mythology. I'm very heavily influenced by fantasy and manga style, so that tends to be what I do. Zoskias is originally in color, but was currently being printed only in black and white, but I'm upping it to color printing as well, since there's a lot more resources now that people don't have to pay an arm and a leg to get something in full color.
I've definitely heard nightmare stories about people's experiences with indie printing for color. So I'm glad there's more resources out there now.
Yeah, it used to be when I first started, it was really bad. And for instance, volume 1 of Zoskias is only like 110 pages. And I was getting quotes of about like $25 to $30 to print it, even in bulk printing.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like, what the heck? So that's why it went black and white. And I ended up, my first printings were from Canada, because back then we didn't have to deal with all the other stuff that we do with Canadian printing, because they have some really good print companies up in Canada. But I do, I've had to go through US for companies more recently. But they do good quality. It's just sometimes they're a little more expensive per book initially. It's just the shipping and stuff can change it up and stuff too. But there wasn't as many around when I first started. Because like I said, I've been doing this for like 20 years. Not well, but.
Which Canadian company do you use to print?
Oh, I was using Quebecer. I don't know if they're even still around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that was a long time ago.
There was one that was called like Maple Leaf, I think. Maybe it's called something Leaf. I have the business card.
I was going to say, I have a bunch saved in my computer in like a reference, but I'm at work on my tablet, so I don't have them here.
If it was Canadian, it was almost certainly Maple Leaf.
That's what I thought. Yeah, like
that sounds on brand.
Like,
it does feel really on brand.
That just seems silly. Yeah, but it's true. Okay. Yeah, I use Comics Wall Springs just because I'm 45 minutes away.
Oh yeah, if you live near one, that's useful. Yeah. I don't actually live near any.
Now, granted, though, when it comes to trade paperbacks, I will look elsewhere, like outside of it. But for like single issues and everything, I'll just be like, yeah, I'll just print through you guys because I can just go pick it up. So I'm not.
That makes it nice.
Yeah. So, but I've never had a problem with color. Actually, I feel like, but then again, I've never actually had to print in black and white, so I don't know really the difference when it comes to setting stuff up. Most people, when they send me the books and everything, I just go, okay, you can set it up yourself. So that's fine.
That makes sense.
Mm.
And can you two share some insights into your creative process? So how do you come up with your ideas? What steps do you take from concept to completion? Kojika, I'll let you start first.
Okay. Oh God, my ideas are all over the place. From weird dreams to just random things I've seen or heard in passing. I hang around with a lot of creative people. I've been going to conventions for a long time. So I've met a lot of different creators, met a lot of just different people in general, and seen some very interesting like costumes or premises. I am an insomniac with narcolepsy, so I used to not sleep much. I'm medicated now, so it's better, but I do have very vivid dreams, very weird, vivid dreams. So I got a lot of that. But once I kind of have the ideas, I usually like to do like an outline, a really rough outline of notes of like, okay, this is some of the stuff I want to have. This is the characters, flesh it out better as I go, but just get it all down. I actually do my rough layout pages. I tend to do them on lined paper, like notebook paper, and just really sketchy to the point that sometimes I have to be like, what did I write? And then for a lot of them, I draw them by hand and then I digitally enhance them, be it coloring or doing screen toning if I'm doing like black and white. I do all my typesetting online too, just for ease. But I was getting to the point where I have a gazillion binders for Zoskia, so that's also a problem.
And as Crowley says, notebook paper just hits different sometimes.
It does, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just works so well. Maybe it's because of all those years of, schooling where we had to do our rough drafts on notebook paper. It's just like ingrained in my head now.
I feel like that's what it is. It's that muscle memory. And what about you, Chad?
Well, it's not as complicated or as like in depth as Kojika said. It's more of I just daydream a lot. That's how I actually come up with my ideas. Like when I came up with Set the Hook, it was me at work bored thinking about fishing because I'm also I love fishing. And I was sitting there going, man, it gets really frustrating if a book or if a fish gets away. It makes me really angry. But what if it murdered my dad? Man, I would feel really sad about that. Like it was just like this big tangent. And that's usually what happens with me when it comes like coming up with stuff. Or like little shit. I looked at my dog and I'm like, I'm gonna put you in a salmon soup. Like I'm gonna do something cute with you. Originally, he had like a cannon on his back, but then I decided to incorporate him into the Set the Hook world. So it's really just a lot of daydreaming, like or even spitballing with creators too, as Kojika said. Like there was one idea I came up with was like a Bigfoot hunter story about Bigfoot hunting Bigfoot, but it's just him like being a scam artist to people, and he's just like having people go out and hunt him in order to sell merchandise. And it's like this stupid comedy type sketch thing that I had going on. So it, like, Mothman was just doing insurance fraud so that he came into like disasters struck, but he was the one causing the disaster so he could collect insurance money. So it's just like this dumb scam artist type story I had. So that's how I come up with my writing stuff. But the one thing I usually do with my creative processes when I start a script is I write the ending first. Is I will write the ending and I'll go, okay, gives me a almost clear understanding of how I want this story to end. Because the beginning is always easy to make. It's like you can make a beginning, like I was a young man whose dad was murdered by a fish, but done. Great. There's the beginning. The middle, I can make up whatever I want. I can go from there, construct it, how I want it. The ending, though, needs to hook you and makes people remember it. And I think that that's important. So that's usually my biggest process. And I will say, though, that your ending can change. So don't hold that. Like if you say, oh, I have a better ending, or you get there and you're like, you know what, I don't like this. That's totally fine. You had something to like shoot for. So, yep.
Your characters sometimes just take over the story too. And there's things that they change that you don't expect to be changed.
Yeah, the first arc definitely had some changes for the ending and just how they developed. Like Ginger, my hyperactive woman, was not meant to get like her own arc or anything. She was just a throwaway character, and same thing with Little Shit. And then I was like, okay, they kind of took over. So, but yeah, they really do. And you kind of evolve them and you fall in love with them, and you kind of want to,
He had a side character villain in Zeus Chaos that ended up becoming a major character later and switching sides after being in prison for a while. So.
Yep.
Ooh, yep. I'm a fan of those characters that just like have that redemption arc.
Yeah. Plus she's fun. So she just uses poisonous plants. So I get to, do a lot of research on things that make me look like a serial killer.
Yes.
Awesome. I have got one that's in the first arc who's a ex mafioso. He's a goblin shark, but he runs a little boat that scoops up zebra mussels to clean up the lakes. And he's like the happiest, most positive, passive person ever. He doesn't fight or anything, but he used to be a very violent killer, and then he decided to become a pacifist. And just owns a little boat that he floats around and cleans up the lakes. And he's like the happiest goblin shark ever. So I get that. I love when you can switch characters around. So if Marvel would quit,
some characters do name themselves. I see that two characters name themselves. Actually, for that same character, I didn't have a name for her, and everyone was like, "What's her name?" And I was like, "I don't know." And they're like, "Is it this?" And I'm like, "Sure, that's what it is now."
That's how one of my characters came up with too. They're like, "What's the name?" I don't have one. Can it be this? Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Sure. So the Goblin Shark, actually, he's named after the founders of the Goblin Shark. So that's how I came up with his name. But he really wasn't supposed to have a name. He was just supposed to be like Goblin Shark. And then I was like,
just background.
Yeah, like guy. He was just supposed to be the guy who kind of transitioned the characters to the next scene. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make him a Steamboat Willie type character. Just make him drive in the boat and everything. So
I love that.
Yeah.
My last time I ran an Indiegogo, I had a really high tier and two different people paid for it, where they could get their name as a cameo character. Mm-hmm. So now, and it's my friends. So now I'm having to write my friends into my book. And I ran it by them
too. Yep.
It's been fun, but then I'm like, okay, how close do I get it to their personalities? And
right.
It's been a lot of fun though. That book isn't out yet, but yeah.
I've told people if they want to be be in the book, I'm gonna make you the biggest parody of yourself that I could possibly make you. But that's not me. Well, guess what? It is now. It is for the next 3 pages.
That's basically it. Yeah.
Yep.
And Kojika already knows the story of me being in a comic book, and I already told that earlier. So, real quick, I was basically made into a villain in someone's comic book because they didn't like me pushing back on them. Oh, it's hilarious. I will tell that story more in detail. I won't take up the panel because I told it earlier.
Yeah.
People probably already caught it, but yeah, Chad, I'll show you. I'll show you the panel because it's hilarious.
It sounds fun.
I took it as a compliment, even though it wasn't meant to be.
Lori was supposed to, I don't know if she did it because the book's not done yet, I don't think, but she was supposed to put my character Otis in like one of the fish tanks in her zombie story, and he was like a zombie in the background. And I'm like, no, you gotta have him like eaten by a zombie shark or something. Like, just fuck him up. Make me die. Like, I want to die in a comic. Like, I don't know what it is, but I've gotten people asking me that too. Like, can you just kill me in a book?
I've killed 2 friends off in Zoskia, so
this is how I feel about you.
it's okay. They enjoyed it. Yeah, they're like, yeah, kill me, go for it.
I can't die in real life.
Always wanted to be a comic book character. I will say that was not how I intended or how I expected it to go, but I'll take it. That said, what genre do you primarily engage in, and what drew you to that genre? We've kind of talked about it, but Chad, what genre do you? It seems like humor,
horror, noir is usually the genres that really draw me in. Especially if I can get away with like a dumb pun or like just like a stupid one-off gag. So those are always a lot of fun, but the one that really draws me the most that I've never actually been able to write is romance.
Ooh.
I am a huge sucker for romance books, and the genre is like the sappier, the better, because 1, I get to make fun of it, and 2, sometimes it's really good storytelling or just off the wall. But horror draws me as well because I can go completely insane. Like, yeah, I can make this character get his guts ripped out. Is it logical? No. Is it fun? Hell yeah. So noir, I can make up dumb like mysteries. Like, this guy got killed. Like, have you ever actually watched like Case Closed, the anime, or anything dumb like, oh, she actually prevented the gun residue from going on to her because she opened an umbrella to deflect it, and but she was really the killer, and it was like this dumb nonsense thing, and I'm like, you know what, yeah, sure, fine, but it's played straight, so you just don't think about how ridiculous it is until you really break it down. You're like, that's pretty funny, or that's great. So those are the genres that really resonate with me.
I love stories that just own. They know they're ridiculous, but they just play it straight, and they're like, we're ridiculous, we're gonna lean into it. And as Kelly says, oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. I do agree with that. Says,
romance is way more nuanced than some people admit. And also there's range in romance. There's all sorts of subgenres.
Yep.
I write romance. Mine is superhero romance. It's closed door, and it's fun to write. You can really dive into the characters when you're getting them into those situations.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about you, Kojika? What genres do you dabble in, and how come?
Okay, so primarily like fantasy, mystery, folklore, mythology, that kind of stuff. Very heavily like manga and anime influence. Basically, because it's what I grew up around. Like, I was really young when I was reading Egyptian mythology from my mom's basement collection of books. I just went into it and grabbed stuff. And she had me reading. She had me reading like fantasy, Terry Brooks and Barbara Hambly when I was really young, and even some sci-fi and stuff. Yeah, she just literally is like, go nuts in my book collection. So I've always been really big into that. And then while I was learning Japanese, I got really into the mythology and folklore end of that too. And there's some very paranormal type ones in there, but then there's some more just fantastical ones. And I enjoy it. I really do like mystery, but I'm not good at writing it.
Mystery is hard.
It is very hard. I do enjoy reading it. I read a lot of I've done like 1 or 2 short horrors, but that's another one. I read it, but I'm not as strong at writing it. But like even my favorite indie comics, I think, are all like horror, paranormal, mystery type stuff. So but yeah, that tends to be my big genre. And yeah, because I'm heavily influenced by manga. It's all done very much in that kind of style as far as the storytelling and stuff too.
There's some great romance mangas out there.
Yes,
there are.
And we are at the halfway point, so I'm going to play our pre-recorded video with the spiel about why we're here, and then we'll get back to our questions.
The Multiverse Fundraiser is partnering with Comic Books for Kids to raise money for their cause. Their mission is to provide comic books to children in hospitals and cancer centers across the United States, Canada, and the UK. We believe in the importance of providing stories that promote hope and bravery to kids who are facing things that are scarier than any supervillain. And we truly believe in this cause. To donate, you can either go to our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/The Multiverse Fundraiser or directly to comicbooksforkids.org.
So you all know how to donate. We are currently at $722 in donations, so we're 48% of the way to our $1,500 goal. You don't have to stop donating if we reach our goal. Every dollar helps Comic Books for Kids. We don't touch the money. That's why we're running the Facebook donation link. It goes straight to Comic Books for Kids, or it goes to Facebook, but we don't touch the money. That's the important thing. And let's move on to the next question. Let me just pull that up. So in the world of indie comics, collaboration is key. How do you two find and build successful partnerships with writers, artists, and other creators? So, Chad, I'll let you go first.
I try to be as welcoming and open when it comes to discussions. I think that's one of the biggest keys for a collaborator. And also to not to sound really mean, but get your head out of your ass. Like, there's a lot of creators who will be like, I love the community and I love collaborating. Anyway, that's an entirely different story and question. But yeah, it's really just, I also give artists and writers an open door to be as creative as possible. Like when Lori came and said, hey, I want to do a little shit Bark in the Water story. What do you want me to do? And I'm like, make it a Western, put it in the salmon suit. He's in Hell's Aquarium. He's a 7-pound Chihuahua. Run with it. And then she came up with like this Black Bart, like almost Looney Tunes type story. And it was just absolutely hysterical. One is just a parody of Pulp Fiction. And then Jay Hammond did one that's like the really hardcore, almost like not safe for work, like the baby's not yours type story, or like is the baby yours type story. It's like, it's absolutely hysterical. So it's just giving them that range. My artists, as long as they keep the plot beats like within the artwork, they can do whatever they want. Like one of the things with Tim Spavero, he really loves being able to just draw whatever types of fish or aquatic creatures he wants in the backgrounds. So one's like a clam with a cigar, one's like a blob fish in like a bikini, one's a walrus and like with a strap on. Like there's all kinds of weird stuff that you can see in there. And yes, there is a strip club, which it's a jellyfish in a stripper jellyfish and a stripper vampire squid. So they're great. I have a story for them too. So
Nice.
But yeah, so it's really just allowing them to be as creative as possible and open to work with them is how I do my creative process with the collaborations.
Nice. What about you, Kojika?
Okay, so while I primarily do everything myself for my comics, I do occasionally like reach out to others for like, I've done trades with others to like, we exchanged art and did extra Kickstarter bonuses for each other and stuff like that. Or I'll reach out to like other artists for like cover art and stuff, things like that. And I have worked with other writers before as well. But I do think a lot of what he said is true. It's like you want to let them have creativity. And that's generally, give them some like, hey, usually for me, it's like, hey, I just wanted to have a Zeus Kiosk character in it. Like, I don't care anything else. Like, you pick your character and they always do. And it's a really wide range of characters that get picked, but it's always cool to see what they do. And like, one of them put them in swimsuits. That's fine. Go for it.
Yep.
What's wrong with swimsuits? Nothing. And then of course the one, oh my gosh, I'm blinking on his name and I've used him like twice now. I really love his art. I usually color them myself because he only does line arts, but I originally had commissioned him for one of my favorite characters, Lillian. I just love her in her true form. But when I asked him for another one, he actually asked if he could do Umishin and his guardian, who is like a watery mermaid thing, because he wanted to put him underwater. So that was a fun one. And like, it just came out really cool and was a pain in the butt to color, but it came out really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't like to have too many restrictions on it. Generally, it's just, if there is an age rating, keep it under that.
Mhm.
There's a lot of silly things I do with my characters, even if it's supposed to be a more serious storyline at times. So like, I'm not against having silly things pop up or things like that. I want people to have fun with what they're doing as well. And with collaboration, you kind of want to know what the limit is for everyone, like what is going to push them too far, but also not make them feel like they're kind of stuck in a box and have to work only in that box.
Yeah.
If
And
there's something that they see in the writing or something that sounds off, or there's something that like the artist is like, well, this would be better. This,
change.
it's information that would be good to get. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because the same reason that we bounce ideas around everything, and the same reason we have peers review our work when it's done before we really go to do anything else with it.
yeah. And it's also respecting the boundaries too of those creators as well. Like I've ran into some where I'm like, okay, well, this should be like a not safe for work. Like when I worked with Jason Dube on Bark in the Water, he was not going to do a nude cover for me. Not of Little Shit, but just of a different one. Ginger and everybody. I was like, hey, can you do a not safe for work cover? And he's like, no, that I won't draw like, I will draw like skimpy outfits, but I won't do like full nudity. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So there's just, I feel like respecting boundaries too is a way to really build a collaboration too, because then they'll come back to you. So like, yeah, like I had one that said that he will never do anything that puts like children in danger. Like he won't do like that type of art. Luckily, I don't have kids in any of my stories, so I don't gotta worry about that. But he won't do like anything violent. Like he won't tear off limbs or anything like that with children. With adults, it's fine because fuck them. But
I feel like that's a good line to draw, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and I'm not, people, I know they can draw whatever they want when it comes to violence and everything like that, but yeah. So like I won't do anything like mine. I won't do anything like sexually against somebody. Like everybody has to be consented with in my stories. Like it can't be anything like they coming onto it. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
There's enough of that in media. Like there's a time and place to tell those stories, but
some of them it's just more like for the shock value and it's not really a part of the story, but that's an entirely different, like that's why there's a difference between smut and porn, I feel like. So like trust me, porn can have storytelling and so can smut, I promise.
Yes.
Omaha the Cat Dancers are great, and Sunstone are two great examples of that. Anyway.
It's funny, we just got the entire Omaha the Cat collection in at my shop, and it sold really fast. It was pretty fun to see, though.
Single issues?
Yeah, we got the single
son
issues.
Of a bitch. I've been looking for...
It was really cool to see. I was like, wow, this is all of it, too.
Yeah. Have you read it?
No, I was just the one who priced it. So I was like, oh, man, this is just cool that it was all of it.
If you can find it in volumes, which is like the hardest way to find it, pick them up, because I only have the first volume. I've never been able to find the others.
Oh gosh.
Like, and in stores, like I can order them online, but I kind of like that hunt. But at the same time though, I'm like, I'm not spending $20 and then another 15 in shipping, because most of it's all overseas. Like if it's a small business, I'll be like, okay, in the United States, I'll be like, fine, here's monies. But most of it's all overseas. So anyway.
Fair.
But Omaha is absolutely really good. So if you get a chance to read it. It's also the first furry book, but anyway.
Yeah, I saw that right away too.
Yeah. It is technically the first like furry comic in the West, I think. So it has a huge history. It's very interesting to learn about it. I learned about it. But anyway.
Did you learn about it against your will, or did you learn about it on purpose?
On purpose. It was I was doing a topic on smut versus porn. So I was talking about Omaha the Cat Dancer. So yes, it was it was on purpose. So
well, that's good at least. I feel like I learn a lot of things against my will, and I'm like, am I better off knowing this?
Well, okay, there are things that I have learned against my will. So
I think we all feel that, yeah.
Yes. On that note, what challenges have you faced in self-publishing, and how have you overcome them? Kojika, let's have you answer that one.
The time crunch is a big thing. Like because I don't outsource a lot to other people. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with that. Doing it to it. I ended up actually hiring some friends to help me with the coloring on one of them because I was like, dude, I'm gonna take forever. Can you just drop the flat colors for me? Like, please, give me some money. Yeah, there's you don't have to do it all yourself, even if that's what you're used to. There are a lot of resources out there, but that's always been the biggest for me is finding the time to actually dedicate and sit myself down to do that. Um, Especially before I was working multiple jobs. Now I'm just doing the comic shop and then filling out commissions myself. But it's still sometimes it just kind of interrupts your entire week when you just don't have time to draw. And it's sad. Like the thing I've been working on, I haven't been able to share because it's all commission work. So I'm like, everyone's like, "Are you drawing?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am. I just can't show you."
Oh,
It's all for a book that hasn't been published yet, so I can't show any of it.
that hurts. It's like, yes, and I'm really proud of it. And it exists, I swear.
I swear it does. I swear I'm not just, neglecting you guys on Patreon. I'm doing stuff.
What about you, Chad?
I just neglect everybody. No, so I actually, my biggest challenge that I ever faced was learning to slow down and learning it's not a race. And how I overcome that was I looked at everybody else and how stressed they were. And I mean, everybody has their own process, but it's like, some people are doing 3-4 Kickstarters a week, or not a week, but like, a month, whatever. If it's a week, that's insane. And they're all short. They're writing they're finishing up volumes in 6 months. It's just take your time was probably the biggest challenge that I've ever faced when it comes to self-publishing. That's why when it comes to like when you publish through Rolling Squid Bones, I've set up the expectation of we will get there when we get there. And if you don't like that, you can leave. And all the creators have been on board with that because they're all working on their other stuff. I care about the trade paperback. You guys can do whatever you want with your single issues and everything and all your own marketing. The other thing too is probably time. I agree with Kojika, is being able to sit down and say, this is what I need to get done when I could be playing video games with this free time. But because I don't make money off of doing this comic book stuff, or at least enough to sustain myself, it's like, well, I could be writing this script. I just bought Resident Evil 9 and I could play that for 4 hours. I mean, now granted,
both, right?
Right, exactly. Like I could be like playing 20 minutes and then write a little bit, develop. Luckily, I've been able to keep my weekends now open, so I just have my days off and then I work throughout the week on what I need to get done. So, but I think time management is definitely the biggest. And I think those both go hand in hand as don't slow down and it's not a race, and also time management go hand in hand.
Definitely.
Quality over quantity. Absolutely. Especially in the comic business.
I agree with that. And how do you two approach marketing and promoting your indie comics in a crowded and competitive market? So, Chad, you go first.
I just try. I will not lie to you. It is look, when it comes to marketing and everything, the way the algorithm and everything works out, it's just every little like and everything is like a little victory. It's just try new things. Like that's how it's been lately. I've had a lot of success on just making like videos, like Lori Calcaterra with Path of the Pale Rider. I can repost videos of her doing stuff, and that seems to get a lot of traction, or just showing off artwork or anything visual seems really good. The other marketing thing that I've tried to do too is some people don't like being sold to. So doing stuff that like breaks up the monotony. So I'll post like a yodeling spinning fish I found on TikTok, and I'll be like, I can feel the same way. And I'll post that on our Facebook page, or like, which starter would you like for Pokemon? Like just stuff that engages the audience, that it's not buy my book. Because a lot of people do like that kind of stuff. So, or I post movies. So if you actually go on the Rolling Squid Bones publisher page at 10 o'clock at night, sometimes you can get like a full public domain movie or cartoon. So yeah, you can go watch that. Why you would want to, I don't know, but it keeps the algorithm alive. So
that's smart.
I trust shockingly like 2 or 3 people end up watching the full movie, and I'm like, I don't know what you guys are doing at 10 o'clock at night, but whatever.
Watching a movie on your
Yeah,
apparently
Facebook.
I guess
watching a
so.
movie.
If you want to watch Night of the Living Dead or whatever for free, the silent one, and so he's public domain now. So why not?
There you go. What about you, Kojika?
So I do a bit of both online and offline because I do go to conventions and sell my art in general. I can promote them there a lot. And so I have the resources and things there to when I have something coming out, I always have information about it. But yeah, I do use Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Blue Sky, a lot of copying and pasting.
Oh god, yeah.
But yeah, it's honestly most important to kind of just keep the post up, and like you were saying, the algorithms, if you're active, even if it's not promoting this specific thing, because that's not always what people want to see, but sometimes I'll do like little things that aren't directly selling it, but be like, oh yeah, like here's a fun, like I'll share a character that's featured in the book or whatever and talk about them a little bit, or share a piece of fan art. Something is, I do not share video, like movies. I'm sorry. You can't come to my page and watch a movie at 10 o'clock.
Darn it. I was really looking forward to that.
Instead, you can watch me play video games at Twitch and suck at them.
That's probably, listen, I will tell you right now, if people suck at a video game, I will watch.
People did watch me a lot as I couldn't parry anything in Expedition 30.
Oh, listen, I will tell you right now, and it's not even like an insult thing of watching people suck, it's just I get it. Like, I will sit there, because I will play Silk Song, like Hollow Knight and Silk Song are like 2 of my favorite games of all time. And I was like, oh, I'm really good at Silk Song. I get to the 3rd act, done. Like, I get slaughtered, and I watch these Facebook people, and I'm like, oh my god. How can you do this?
I can't jump in video games or shoot very well, so if jumping is there, I'm out.
We're going through, my wife and I are going through Alan Wake 2 right now too. So, and bless her heart, she's not great at video games, but it's so cute to watch her though, because I'll be like, you're doing good, honey, I promise.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
She's great at puzzles though.
Yeah,
like, I'm dumb. And she'll come in and like I handed her the Resident Evil 9 puzzles, and I'm like, I can't figure this out. She did in like 2 minutes. I'm like,
nice.
Is this some kind of Asian thing? Anyway, so my wife is Chinese, like, so she's just she gets it. I'll be like, you're just smart, aren't you? But anyway,
I'm always good at the puzzles in the games too. So maybe if you can't do the other stuff, you get that.
Right, exactly.
That's what it is.
Like, I'm really good at racing stuff. Like, if it's like catching somebody, she'll hand that to me, and I hate those, but I'm really good at them. Or with Hollow Knight, she beat a boss that was worse. Like, I had so much trouble with them. She beat it on her first try.
Nice.
And I'm like, give me that back. Like, I will say, though, I do conventions as well. And just to play off of that as well with convention. Oh, we're at 752. Yay.
Yay.
Woo, please,
Thank
everybody,
you,
Comics for
donors.
Kids.
Woo.
So everybody donate. One of the things I want to mention when it comes to marketing and promoting and everything, don't be afraid to go to the smaller cons.
Oh yeah,
your bigger cons will, and I'm telling people this, the bigger cons are not guaranteed profit. Yeah. There was a time where I went to a bigger con and I made like $15. I didn't even break table, so that's the thing. Like, it was $15 of like just in general. So these smaller conventions, though, you'll look at them and they're like a day, and even just branching out too. Like, I have 2 bourbon festivals. They're just they're just day festivals, and they're in the fall, and they're just bourbon. And I literally, my marketing pitch was, don't you want bourbon? And also you can read a book. And the guy was like, hell yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah. I do better at like library shows and like really small ones than the big ones. Yeah. And it's not to say you shouldn't do them either. Like, Motor City Comic Con is literally 10 minutes away from me. And then same thing with the Fantasticon Toledo. That one wasn't really that much though, but still, those ones, if you can drive, Tom Hutchinson has told me this, if you have to drive like 45 minutes to an hour, just do the convention. Like, oh yeah, I do them in Illinois all the time because of that.
Yeah. So it's like, don't shy away from doing the bigger ones, but definitely look for the smaller ones.
Yep.
Apparently the bourbon ones, though, they're only a day. It was like $100 a table. And he had like 20 of them. So he has 20 of
That's
these
not bad.
festivals like throughout the year. And I chose 2 of them, maybe 3. It depends. I might do a third one, but he was like, yeah, let's do it. And experimenting is key too. I've heard some people do like tattoo conventions and they do very well with their books.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, because if you're going to wait in line, you might as well buy a book, or music festivals. So,
especially
yeah.
if your genre aligns with some of the same kind of interests that the people there
Yeah.
have. So
yeah, if you're going to a metal convention, bring horror and everything. I mean, really, if you want to bring romance too, because let's be real, here, metalheads are pretty big softies as well.
Yes. And we do have Mark Weiss from Comic Books for Kids popping in to say hello. Hello, Mark.
Hey guys,
Hello.
listen, I've been waiting 45 minutes to say this. Chad, we need to talk. This
About
is
what?
intervention.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. So I'm an alcoholic.
No, this is about your comic addiction. We're not worried about the alcoholism.
Listen, yeah,
It's not an
yeah.
addiction,
Listen, we all. I'm the spokesperson, so no concerns or no worries there. But I wanted to pop in just to thank the both of you for being on and for your wonderful support and for all that you do on behalf of the industry itself. We all do this because we love the industry in our own way. And Fawn, Chad, thank you both so much for giving a part of your day to be here with us.
Anytime. Yeah. Let us. Yeah. If you ever need anything, just reach out.
we're good at yapping.
Yeah.
Listen, Kelly, I got my piece out. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
So I just I'm actually going to drop for now and let you guys finish because I've enjoyed listening to this immensely. You guys are so super talented, and we are so thrilled to have you on this event. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Aw, thanks,
Thank
Mark.
you.
Thanks for having us. I gotta get up my heroin. Anyway, thank God you
Oh
didn't come,
boy.
you didn't come to my drug habit. Like, this is comics book for kids. Chad, why? I told you this was supposed to be a G-rated show. Well,
We try every year to keep it like PG. It never happens.
listen. If you need to, sometimes you just gotta warn me. Be like, Chad, you can't swear. I'm like, oh, okay.
Sometimes
Fuck.
I have to warn myself.
Right. God, yeah.
Yeah.
We're
So,
all-
final question. Financial considerations are often a concern for indie creators. How do you manage the business side of being an indie comic creator, from budgeting to crowdfunding campaigns? Obviously, we all have a day job. So, Kojika, you go first.
Yeah, so part of it is, I do work pretty much full-time hours at the comic shop I'm at. And I do freelance a lot of art on the side. So that's some extra money there too. And then just selling stuff. But yeah, a lot of my funding does come from Kickstarter because unfortunately, that would be the daughter of the owner of the shop.
That's cute.
She's basically my little sister. She's been sitting in here with me this whole time.
Aw.
She's like, you're here with creators. It's so cool.
But
Don't
yeah,
talk-
it's basically been like a lot of it you do have to rely on like crowdfunding for the extra oomph, but you also need to make sure that you work with creators that you can either pay ahead of time or that are willing to work kind of around your financial limitations. If you're doing any like bonuses and things like that. I know with a lot of the stuff I do like extra merch because of my selling my art. I own a button maker. I own 2 laminators. I own a lot. I own a Cricut cutter. I own a lot of the stuff that you really need to make a lot of this.
Perfect.
There's still stuff I have to outsource, but I do a lot of it in-house and it saves money, not time.
That makes sense. What about you, Chad?
I try to look for the best deal when it comes to budgeting. Like, if I can do stickers, for edit on the cheap but still good quality, I will look at that and go, okay, yes, absolutely. So just look for the biggest deal. There is no wrong answer. It's all about trial and error.
No, the wrong
but-
answer is not doing it.
Well, I mean, listen, if I could give you advice, don't do it. And don't do any of it.
Run away. Run away.
Run away. But also to Kojika's point too, though, trying to do things in-house is your best bet too. It'll save you a lot of time. Learn how to format your books. learn how to color, like learn all of that stuff that, oh, you need a flatter, just do it yourself. Like legitimately, like Lori, when we were going through Ingram for our SB, I was like, okay, I found this person on Fiverr. They can do the Ingram Sparks like formatting and everything. And Lori was like, no, fuck that. We're doing it ourselves. So she learned how to do it. And then she showed me how to do it. Now I can do it too.
Yes.
So it's like just trying to find these deals. Like Carissa Grant will show me, hey, Chad, if you're going to print, trade paperbacks, here's the best printer that I use that has the best deal. So just look for those deals when it comes to financing, or just how to, just save as much money as possible, because stuff can get expensive. And yes, artists, you want to look for the best deal with them too, but at the same time though, quality over quantity. So I would say maybe splurge on your artwork and look for the budgets on your more merchandising and printing and everything like that. So Alterna Comics is great with that type of thing with budgeting, because they do everything on like newspaper printing and all mostly black and white. So, and I think they just bought a printer too, so they can do all of it in-house. So
Nice.
doing it all in-house. I know one guy too, I forgot his name, but he prints all of his comics on printer paper. And he does it all with just pencils. And we were at a convention together, and he made like a good $2,000, and he sells all of his books for $1.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah. He does all of it in pencil. He's not a great artist, but he does all of his own art, everything in house. He draws it, sells it for $1, and he made like so much money. And I'm like, so there's an idea
those
too.
Impulse buys.
Yeah.
So as Crowley said, screw it, we're doing it ourselves is our motto. That is how Crowley and I have way too much on our plates.
that has been Lori and ours, and also David Dube, because I have a full team now with my art, my publishing, and I'm like, hey guys, we could do outsource. Like, no, we're gonna fucking do it ourselves. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. So we're also working on our own in-house distribution thing too. So that'll be fun. I'm gonna be asking a lot of people a lot of questions. So Kelly, I might come to you, be like, hey,
okay,
Kojika, hey.
Feel free.
Just,
I'll pretend I have answers.
Great, you can make something up, and I'll be like, great. Don't do it. All right, cool. It's a great.
Yeah, that's the best advice I can give about self-publishing.
Don't.
Do, but don't.
Yeah, basically go for it, because you've got those stories inside you. They got to go somewhere.
Here's my other biggest advice, and I tell a lot of creators this when I send them the contract, and I'm like, hey, you can sign with me, but I'm gonna be totally upfront with you. You don't need a publisher. Like, I will directly tell you, I'm like, if you want to work with me, fine. Like, you are more than welcome to, but you don't need a publisher. You can throw your name onto a little sticker, like Comics One and all those.
Yes.
There are channels out there where you can get your book out. And also to Lunar and Diamond, or well, Diamond's not around anymore, but Lunar, Universal, any of these distribution people, you don't need them. Like, you really don't. It's going to take a lot more work, but you do not need them, and do not bank on them. I promise you. You don't need me. I promise. And I don't want you to need me. I would rather you go do it yourself. But thank you.
Basically, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So on that note, where can we find you and your work? So Kojika, where can we find you?
Online is under Sanzaki Kojika, basically. If you look that up, you're going to find me. Nobody else uses that name. And I'm all over, like I mentioned before, on a bunch of different social medias, on Twitch and YouTube, on Facebook. I have my own website and everything too, where you can also find my stuff directly on there, and I sell it through the website too.
Yes. And Chad, you've got your website right there.
Yep. So we're only squidbones.com. You can find all of our work and all of our publisher work. On there, you can also find us on Facebook as well. We have a Facebook group, and we also have the publisher page too. You can also find us on Blue Sky if you would like to. And we also have a Substack. I know the controversy behind it, but we get good traction on it. And listen, it's just like I said, you look for the best deal. There's a lot of politics. Anyway, but you can find us on there as well, where we do a monthly newsletter that keeps us up to date and everything too. So You can find us all on there. Substack is pretty good. Their live platform is pretty janky, but it works.
And it's free, which
And
you
it's
can't beat.
That's a very hard price to beat.
It is a very hard price to beat. Listen, you want to learn it? And OBS, I'm telling you.
OBS is very
OBS is
useful.
yes, it's a little bit tricky to use, but there's a lot of tutorials out there. Once you learn it, it's pretty and it's free.
It is. That's the best part. It's free.
It's free 99.
Free is good.
Free is good.
Well, thank you both for being on this panel. I've really enjoyed interviewing you. Thank you to everyone watching at home. Thank you to everyone who's donated and shared and boosted the signal. Up next, we have comic creator David Pepose. So that's really exciting. I know.
He was one of the guys who got. Is he in the room right now?
No, he's we have a separate green room for him. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
You got him all excited.
He's actually, him and I were in an Action Lab together.
Ooh.
So he was one of the first people who got me started with comics. So he's a wonderful guy.
You should jump on the YouTube comments and say hi.
I'll be like, hey, fuck you. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I should. Anyway, so.
Look what you've done to me.
Everyone, keep watching. We've got a few more hours of fun programming. So everyone have a great day.
Bye.
Don't forget to donate.
Yeah, don't forget to donate. Thank you.
The Multiverse Fundraiser is partnering with Comic Books for Kids to raise money for their cause. Their mission is to provide comic books to children in hospitals and cancer centers across the United States, Canada, and the UK. We believe in the importance of providing stories that promote hope and bravery to kids who are facing things that are scarier than any supervillain. And we truly believe in this cause. To donate, you can either go to our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/The Multiverse Fundraiser or directly to comicbooksforkids.org.
The Multiverse Fundraiser would like to thank our sponsors: Earth Dog Studios, Clobbern Comics, The Art of Brian Rodman, Studio Moonfall, Elusive Comics, and of course, the Phoenix Sisters Entertainment Network for hosting this event. Learn how to support these businesses on the MVFR website.